Good morning, dear students of Standard 9, and welcome back yet the last session of the Vedic period. In this context today we are going to deal about with the class division. What were the class divisions of the Rig Vedic Aryans or the early Vedic Aryans? So if our legend goes through that when Seth Agastya lit a holy fire in Mount Abu, it was believed that the Brahmins came from his mouth, the Kshatriyas from his shoulders, and the Vaishyas from his thighs, and the Shudras from his feet. And therefore, the class distinction goes as the Brahmins, the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas, and the Shudras. So these were the four castes that sprang up during the early Vedic period, known as the Varna system or the caste system. The Brahmins, supposed to be the most respectable persons in the society, they were called the treaties of the Vedas. That means they could only explain the Vedas and the Vedantas, and therefore they commanded a very respectable position in the society. All sacrifices, rituals would not be complete without the Brahmins. Therefore the Brahmins were an important in the society and they commanded equal respect in the society. Second, we have the Kshatriyas. The Kshatriyas means the warriors. The warriors, they used to fight and defend the kingdom from any foreign attack, and they were mighty warriors that would defend the kingdom for the king. Therefore, the second group called the Kshatriyas. Third, we have the Vaishyas. The Vaishyas comprise of the common people, the traders, the merchant, the farmers, and treasurers. So they came under the category of the Vaishyas. Finally, the lowest rung of the society was occupied by Shudras. The Shudras, the very name goes, they were referred to as untouchables, and they did all the menial work, and they were mostly hated by the people, and they were not also allowed to enter the village well or the temple because they were considered to be lower caste and untouchable. So the Varna system prevailed in the Rig Vedic Aryans into four different classes: the Brahmins, the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas, and the Shudras. Clear? Next, the average lifespan in the Aryan society was taken to be as 100 years. So what that is, they divided the 100 years into four stages, are known as the four ashramas, comprising of 25 years each. So the first stage in the man's life was called the Brahmacharya ashram. That means this comprised from the birth till 25 years. That means he had to lead the life of a brahmacharya. He had to go to the guru to acquire the knowledge, skills and education, and come back after receiving the education. That is called the Brahmacharya ashram. Next, from 25 to 30, supposed to be called the Grihastha ashram. That means he had to marry, settle down, rear children, and look after the family like a Grihastha. That means taking care of his family. Then from 50 to 75 years, that is called the Vanaprastha ashram. That means at this period, the man had to retire from the worldly life. He used to seek the religious scriptures and acquire philosophical knowledge. That is called the Vanaprastha ashram. Finally, from 75 to 100 years, called the Sannyasa ashram. In this way, that is called total renunciation. That means the man had to retire from the worldly life and go to the jungle or the forest and meditate there and attain moksha or salvation. So these were the four ashramas of the life of the Aryans. Next we have the education system. The Rig Vedic Aryans, they followed a Gurukul system of education. There were no educational institutions, but the Gurukul system prevailed. That means the student or the people had to go to the Guru, live there in his house, and the Guru's house were nearly from outskirts of the town. He had to go there, live there, and do all work, household work for the Guru. After taking bath in the morning, chanting the mantras, he had to do all the household work like tilling the land, collecting firewood and watering the plants, and in return, whenever the time was left, the Guru used to give him education. The education was imparted orally by chanting the mantras and the hymns, and many subjects were taught like grammar, warfare, shooting, archery, and astronomy, logic were the matter taught in the Gurukuls. At the end, when the children received the education, he used to give Guru Dakshina as no fees was charged. The Guru Dakshina, depending upon the person, the rich would give the ample land grants to the Guru, and others could give food grains or other vegetable materials to the Guru. That means the Gurukul system prevailed in the ancient time, and they studied through the Gurukul system. Next we have food, dress and amusement. The Rigvedic Aryans, as it has been said, they led a pastoral life, and their prime importance was agriculture, as iron was easily available, and they could make axes and other iron implements that cleared the vast tract of land and brought them into agricultural unit. And so it is believed that barley, it is mentioned in the Rig Veda, barley was the crop to be grown, the staple food of the areas. Apart from that, they used to rear the cattle like cows, buffaloes and all. The cows supposed to be the rich persons, depending upon how many cows he had. And the milk products like butter, ghee, etc. were used, all the dairy products from the milk of the cattle. Then it was also believed soma, a special kind of intoxicating drink, was consumed during the time of festivals or yajnas. They used to consume an alcoholic drink known as soma, and that was consumed in the time of religious sacrifices or other duties. Then dress. The Aryans, the Rigvedic Aryans, they wore simple dress. That is, they had a loose undergarment called nivi or dhoti, and they round around their shoulders called a vasa or a shirt, a loose garment. And apart from that, they had adivasha or overgarment. They used to wear the dress, simple dress, and the men used to wear turban around their head, and it was believed most of the Aryans, they used to also wear the mrigchha, that is the skin, and it is mentioned in the Rig Veda, mrigchha, that is turban. Apart from turban, the mrigchha or the skin of the animals or the deer skin, that is called the mrigchha, they used to wear. Then we have the amusement. The Rigvedic Aryans, they were fond of amusement, chariot racing, horse racing, dancing, gambling, music were the main means of entertainment. So they have, and one of the most striking feature was the playing dice. As you have seen in Mahabharata and all, that playing dice, and how Pandavas had to risk everything in the game of dice. Then it was also believed certain musical instruments have been depicted in the Rig Veda, like the drums, flute, etc. So therefore, the main source of amusement of the early Aryans were chariot racing, horse racing, dancing, gambling, dice, playing dice, etc. Then the religious belief. The Aryans were terribly frightened with the forces of nature. Therefore, they worshipped the forces of nature, like the sun, the wind, the rain, because they believed that these were the ones that are preservers and destroyers, and so they used to worship like Agni, fire, Vayu, that is air, the sun god, Surya. So these were the forces of nature. Thanda, the rain, they used to worship, and worship was done in open by chanting the mantras and offering ghee and other sacrifices to the gods. But as time passed on, the later Vedic period, these gods, they lost their value and new gods came up like Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. So they came up, and these gods like they subsided, and the new gods like Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh came up. Then we come with the economy. The economy of the people, like I told you, were pastoral nomads. They were main was agriculture, domestication of animals, and therefore it is called that a person was judged by the amount, the number of cows he had. That is called the gomat, means a wealthy person. Okay. So therefore, the cow was considered to be very sacred, and the products of the cows, by the products of meats, were used by the aliens in various activities, like they used to offer ghee, oil, another thing for the religious sacrifice. Then, up as time passed on, the Aryans, as I told you, that the iron were very prominent at that time, so people began to take to other crafts, like the occupations, like the many craftsmen developed in like leather works. So they used to do the leather work. They are known as the chamarakas. That means those who engage in leather work. Then there are certain smiths, like blacksmiths, goldsmiths. They were known as the kulalas. And then the carpenters, they were known as the takshans. So these types of craftsmen, they developed during that period, and there was no necessary that the father died and the son has to take up the same profession, and there was no complementation. So these were the crafts of the people in that time. Then we have, that is, trade. It was believed that the Aryans, they had trade relations with the neighboring countries. Mostly the Rig Vedic shows that they had also from Southeast Asian countries, and trade in inland was carried on, and usually it was carried on through the barter system. That means the exchange of goods through barter system. And finally, this was what we have trade and occupation that the people did with foreign trades or inland trade. So this is all we have for today, and go through the topic. If you have any difficulty, please contact. Till then, have a good day. God bless you.